talk about our unlocks here. I know we'll quickly go down these. We don't have to spend too long on them, but your favorites, feel free to talk about them. So currently, let's just compare collector level right here on the podcast. Let's see who could be more embarrassed about how much time they play this game. 3,492 right now for me. So I'm just outside of 3,500.
Okay, yeah, I'm just past 3,900.
Okay,
39. Right. Wait a minute, no, that's not a thing to brag about. This is like golf. The lower score is probably better. So, but here we are.
Here we are. Well, the good thing was I was able to keep track of all my unlocks just because you can do that pretty easily if you look at recents. And the last time we talked, I was able to go like, oh, I stopped here, so I'll just pick up where I left off.
But you got a heck of a lot more steampunks, I see, than I did.
I don't know why, but yeah, I ended up with 4 steampunks: the Bishop, Shocker, Cerebro, and what was the other? Falcon.
Falcon's the only steampunk I got.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Although I do have, not part of the set, but I do have a steampunk Hulkbuster variant.
Oh, really?
For a while. Yeah, it's not part of the set. It was just a standard variant thrown out there.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say he wasn't listed in the whole variant rush thing. So yeah, I spent
4 steampunk variants, but he's jealous of the one he didn't get. Come on, man.
I hear you.
Than that.
So I spent gold for the first time to get a mystery variant, some credits and tokens. Ended up with the Dan Hip collector. In that one. So I was kind of happy about that. Ended up spending some tokens and got She-Hulk. I told you about that. Got Absorbing Man. Bought him with some credits. Now, the rest of these I was just looking at tonight because I forgot to write down how I got them. So Maria Hill, Taskmaster, Beast, Magic, Rock Slide, Moon Knight, a 1602 Dagger variant, Baby Venom.
Oh, is that the one with the lollipop?
Yes.
Nice.
The Pixel Valkyrie, which I think is the mystery variant that I worked up to at level 60.
Very nice.
So I ended up with a Pixel Valkyrie. And Orca, then Zabu, which I've been working into a good bit of my collector / Quinjet decks. And then a Joseph Linsner Mystique variant, which looks really cool. I don't know if you've seen this. I'm going to send you.
I think I have.
Yeah, she's got 6 arms.
Yeah.
And she kind of looks like the Buddha or something like that. I mean, I don't know.
The Mystique variant I'm wanting is the one where she's in the Ms. Marvel suit.
I don't know if I've seen that one. That sounds pretty cool, though. It sounds pretty sick. And then I think it was either last night or this morning, I unlocked Black Cat. So of all those cards, the ones that I'm using the most right now is Zabu. Zabu is a card that will turn your 4 energy cards and slash it by 1 down to 3. So I was throwing Zabu in there, and of course, I would load up Enchantress, Shang-Chi, a couple other things from 4 or that cost 4, so I could get those out there. I think I even had Mr. Negative in there. So I could try and get him. Yeah, try and get him out earlier. I did do some stuff with the Beast. I've always wanted to get because the Beast comes back and brings those cards back in, and they cost 1 less. And I had him in a few decks, but I can't get him to work right for me anyway. Everybody seems to love Taskmaster. I haven't really got Taskmaster to work for me very well, and I don't have any decks built around some heavy hitters, but I should. I feel like that's I see him enough and get beat by him enough. I need to start putting him into some decks.
I've got a villain deck that I put him in, but I'm waiting to I need to get Sauron to really make that deck work.
Yeah. Like there's probably a Red Skull in there. Who's the other? Typhoid Mary, something like that. Sauron removes all of the ongoing abilities, right?
Yeah, from your hand and your deck.
Wow, that's nice. All right, how about yours, man? Let's take a look at your unlocks here.
I think when we did the last episodes, I had just unlocked Black Panther, or was getting ready to.
Mm-hmm.
So I got him, been using him quite a bit. I played somebody who I thought I was going to win, and they hit me with a Black Panther Wong Arnim Zola combo. So,
oh man.
So then I had 2 different decks using that. I do my best work by just stealing other people's ideas. Then I got that mystery variant bundle and got the leader Mad Boogie variant.
I'm pulling that up just to look at it because Mad Boogie is actually an art house.
Aha.
Specializing in Viz Dev illustration and creating original IPs. So
when they gave us the thing where you could get a free Series 3 card, the only options they gave me were M'Baku and Atuma, and I never could figure out how Atuma worked. Like, he would pop up and I'd be like, oh, he's going to explode now, and then he didn't. So I figured, I got a lot. Who needs a 10-point card? Let's get M'Baku, who in the comics has long been known as Man-Ape. Clearly, that's problematic.
Right.
And so they were just like, let's just make him a big dude who's pretty intimidating and also delivers funny lines in the MCU. That worked well, so I didn't get M'Baku so much as I got Winston Duke in my deck.
Gotcha.
And then the next card I unlocked from a prize bundle was Atuma. So
Nice.
Same day that I picked M'Baku over him. M'Baku has become a staple in most of my decks. And that may just reinforce what you said earlier about we're not experts, but I mean, he's 1 cost, 2 power. So, I mean, he's no less useful than Angel. I mean, Angel's great if you get him in the right situation, but if you draw him instead of having him swoop in for somebody who got destroyed, he's just Misty Knight without a Patriot bonus.
Right.
I just put M'Baku in, and his power is that if he hasn't been drawn, he just jumps to a random location at the end of the match. Now, most of the time, that just leads to him hurtling into like the one location I didn't even try to win, and I just imagine Winston Duke in character charging hopelessly into battle. But not once but twice in the same day did M'Baku make the difference in a match. Told you I was playing my brother on my birthday, much like the match we just played. I had a really good start, and then things went downhill from there. The location on the left was the Quantum Realm, which is the location equivalent of Lockjaw. It swaps out whatever you play there. He had gotten Green Goblin to pop up on there, and he was winning 3 to -2. But one of my cards on there contributing my -2 was Dracula, so I had to clear out my hand. In the middle, he was winning 18 to 3. And then on the right was where we were kind of battling it out. We each had 3 cards, and he was winning 19 to 16.
Oh, my goodness.
So I played there. He played Magneto. He couldn't pull anybody over there. And I played She-Hulk. So it was 31-25, and there was no way I was winning the middle location. But I believe I had She-Hulk down to 5 points. So I put my buddy M'Baku over on the left location.
Uh-huh.
M'Baku gets swapped out. What should pop up? Mjolnir.
Oh, nice.
Thor's on the right location, boosts him up to a 31, and the only card left in my deck was the Infinite. So Dracula's going to boost up to 20, so I do some math, and 3 to -2, when Dracula gets to a 20, I'm going to be up 18 to 3. So it'll be 18-3 me, 18-3 him, and a 31-31 tie. Now, I was on my last legs, and I'm like, well, I've got at least one more hand because I staved off elimination. He's not going to lose any cubes, but hey, I live to fight another day. But you know who went back in my deck after disappearing from the Quantum Realm? M'Baku. And you know who jumped in at the middle location? Didn't change the outcome, except I was losing 18 to 5 instead of 18 to 3, so I won.
Unbelievable.
Second time that day that M'Baku won me the game, which is twice as many times as Captain Marvel has won me again.
Captain Marvel was a staple in a bunch of mine. My goodness.
I know, but she just does not work for me. I don't know what it is. It's probably me.
Real quick, I want to send this to you just in case. I have a feeling you've probably seen it, but this just showed up, and I want to get your opinion.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the gold, but it looks like we have almost 3 weeks, so I'm going to try to get Throg.
7,000.
That's another one where Throg could be his own thing instead of a variant.
Right, dude.
Yes, Thor was a frog for a while, but then there is another Throg, and believe it or not, I just had this conversation at work today.
That's great.
Somebody's like, well, what? I said something about Thor being turned into a frog, and the guy's like, wait, I thought Throg was his own guy. I'm like, well, yeah, eventually. And he's not even a frog with the power of Thor. He's a human who got turned into a frog who got the power of Thor. And just for trivia's sake, his name is Simon Walterson.
I wonder.
See what they did there?
I do, as a matter of fact.
So
interesting.
I won't be spending any of my gold, but I don't know if I can work my way back up to 7,000 in time.
Quite a bit.
But let's see. I got an Arnim Zola Civil War variant, which isn't as disturbing as the Arnim Zola Ultimates variant.
Ugh.
I got a Forge Pixel variant on the Season Pass freebie.
Okay.
Finally got Super Skrull.
Super Scroll. That saved me quite a few games. I love that card.
Very cool.
Especially going up against people who have Luke Cage in their in their hand.
Got a Jane Foster baby variant.
I think I've seen that.
And saved up my tokens for Darkhawk.
Nice.
Got that Falcon Steampunk variant. You might be a little jealous of this one. Invisible Woman Alex Ross variant.
Very, very, very jealous.
And then not one, but two Dan Hip variants. Wave, which would be cooler if I had any idea who Wave was before this game came out. And Giganto, which is a very cool Dan Hip render.
Oh, yeah. It looks like just a blob, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Right? It looks kind of like this big heaping mound of green.
Yep.
It was awesome looking.
Very, very cool.
Very
cool. I just got to remember not to put it into my Lockjaw decks. Because invariably I put Lockjaw on the left location only when Giganto's in my deck, and then, well, it just doesn't work out well.
Yeah. All right. Well, we went down through our unlocks. What's your favorite you're using? Is it M'Baku? Is that your favorite?
M'Baku's in like almost all of my decks, and most people I'm like, oh man, I'm loving M'Baku, and I either get, I don't really know how to use him, or who?
Yeah. Right.
He's no worse than any other 1-cost 2-power card. In very rare occasions, he can tip the balance of the game, and sometimes it's just fun for him to pop up, and you're like, dude, the fight's over. Or if you fill up your deck, he'll even pop up and with a little word balloon that says like, the locations are all full. So he's amusing.
I like it. All right, let's talk about the upcoming season here. It's already started. I don't have the date. I'm sure it was Tuesday. Was it Tuesday or Monday?
Yeah, Monday night. I
Monday
think it
night.
technically started Tuesday, but it changes over at 11 Eastern, I think.
Okay. April 3rd, Animals. Assemble. Let's talk about the cards. And right at the top, it's Jeff the Baby Land Shark, a 2 energy, 3 power card. And what I have here, it says you can move this once and nothing can stop you from moving or playing this to any location. Now, I really want to see if this is something that can be played against Professor X.
Nice.
Because if somebody has Professor X down there and you can lay this in there, great. I mean, or you lay it down and you're like, well, I'm going to move him over and then pump him up somehow.
Yeah.
You can maybe overtake that.
Shuri. I have been trying different stuff lately, but I used to have a Nightcrawler Vision in almost any deck just so I could have somebody to get into those hard to reach places. So Jeff is, little bit. I mean, he costs 1 more, but he's a little bit more useful than Nightcrawler. So yeah, I could see him if I get him. I could see him making his way into a lot of decks.
Right, for sure. Next up, we have Snow Guard, which this is some crazy mechanics here, and I want to see how this works. It's going to be fun to watch this. When you first see it pop up in your hand. Snow Guard is a 1 energy, 2 power. While in your hand, this transforms each turn into a hawk or a bear. So nice. that will be crazy. And if it's a hawk, on reveal, it ignores all location abilities the next turn. Obviously, if you got Necrocia's stuff or maybe
barge into the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Right.
Place somebody on Death's Domain without them exploding.
Right. I wonder, could you imagine if Ego's out there and you actually are able to take control for a second?
Oh, that will be magnificent. Save Snow Guard just to make sure Krakoa can't mess me up on turn 5.
And then when it turns into a bear, then it reveals this is the one that I want. Triggers the effect of the location, which I put down here. Imagine it with a Project Pegasus location on turn 5.
Nice.
Which I don't know if that ever happens unless Scarlet Witch lays something out there, which I've seen that happen. But you're looking at the next turn, everybody would have 11 energy to just go nuts with.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool.
Right, for sure. And then we have Stegron, which I don't know much about Stegron, but Stegron's a 4 energy, 5 power. On reveal, move an enemy card from here to another location. So
Jesse, here's all you need to know about Stegron. Stegron was in the comic that had one of the most memed moments in Marvel Comics history, but it was actually a line uttered by Sauron.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sauron and Stegron had teamed up. Spider-Man says to Sauron, you can rewrite DNA on the fly and you're using it to turn people into dinosaurs. With tech like that, you could cure cancer. And Sauron says, but I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs. Stegron was in that issue. But yeah, Stegron's a dude who is a walking dinosaur guy. I think he fought Venom at one point. He was turning homeless people in the sewers into dinosaurs, like you do.
Move an enemy card from here to another location. I think this definitely has some promise. You know, if you've got a location that you are just trying to get something going in and you're getting overwhelmed there, move them out. Sending them elsewhere could really mess up the person's game plan. I cannot wait to see Stegron. I really think that I could put this in a deck and have it work. You know me. If I can mess up somebody's game plan, I'm going to do it.
He'd be good to throw in a move deck with Craven.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking that, too. If you can get
Craven benefits even if your opponent moves somebody there. So, right. I mean, I assume it will be random, kind of like Juggernaut, but still.
Yeah, if you got him out there, and again, it'll give you the advantage possibly on that lane. So
and then they only had 3 new cards this one, but I think the first one they announced as the new card was Nimrod going into being available to everybody.
Right, and they didn't make. What's our featured card? Did I forget about that? Hitmonkey. I totally forgot about Hitmonkey. We need to talk about Hitmonkey.
He's a 2-power, 2-cost, 0 power, and then his ability, let me pull that up just to make sure I'm remembering it right. I think he gets +2 for every card played this turn.
Yes.
Each other card you played this turn. So it's kind of like a one-time Angela or Bishop.
A lot of people are suggesting if you can play that card, get him out there with a bunch of ones, and then Falcon him.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say, I guess you can't Falcon him. You'd have to Beast. Yeah, you'd have to lay Beast out there. And then if you got 1s and 0s, it's going to even be pumped up more because he would cost a 1. And if you got a bunch of 1s that already came out and that are on that same lane, those will all cost 0. And then you just have to play him again. And he becomes a pretty formidable foe on that lane.
And pretty useful with Luke's Bar.
Right. Yes, putting him out there, sending him back. Put him out there, send him back. Put him out there, send him back. And with everybody else, you are going to, you're going to be doing pretty good. So that's the featured card. That's the one that comes with it if you get the season pass. I have encountered Hitmonkey a couple times so far. I don't know if I've lost or cursed the name Hitmonkey yet, but
no, I think I've seen him once or twice. He hasn't done too much damage to me. I mean, just played normally. He's about what you'd expect from a 2-cost card, but like Deadpool, if you work it right, he can be much better.
Yeah. All right, and then let's get into locations here. So our locations, first one they have listed here is Pet Mansion. This turn, all cards must be played here. And this was a location I was talking about earlier where if you've got a Guardians of the Galaxy deck, you might be able to rack up some points here. And that's probably what we're going to see. Everybody's going to want to do that.
It's kind of like Avengers Mansion, but when the location is revealed instead of knowing it's all going to be on turn 5. Ooh. Which makes sense because I'm assuming that's a reference to the Pet Avengers.
Okay, Then we have the Sandbar. Cards with abilities can't be played here. I put in here, get that Patriot/anti-Patriot deck going.
I got a few of those.
Yeah, get them ready. You're going to be running into a situation where there are a lot of Misty Knight. They're going to want to be pumped up by Blue Marvel, Khazar. So you get an Enchantress, Rogue, Super Skrull. I think the Super Skrull will hit hard. If you have a similar deck and you've got Enchantress and Rogue in your deck as well. Although I can't remember, I think if you nullify their ongoing abilities, your Super Skrull loses them too, I'm pretty sure, because they're not out there anymore.
Yeah, he gets the ongoing abilities that the other team has.
Got it.
If they no longer have them, he doesn't have them. It's not like Rogue who steals it and keeps it.
Right. Any thoughts on the Sandbar there?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head there. But love the Patriot deck. I think somebody else should have his power, but that'd be a future list. Cards that should have other cards' powers.
All right. Well, there you go. There's your preview into the upcoming season. Animals. Well, the season that's happening right now. Animals Assemble. Thanks for joining us. All of this would not be possible without W2Mnet.com, so make sure to seek them out for more podcasts. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please feel free to share, and we look forward to entertaining you again soon.